Hmm? Ah!
Welcome to a Face Project podcast.
Hello?
It's just pure life. It's pure
And my
innocence.
mom
It's
is a
pure
writer. My
gratitude.
So I ended up in America.
I am an adopted
because
Korean and have been all my life.
It's a perfect blend of science and
I
creativity.
was screaming, I will live over here till I die.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Jennings, and you're tuned in to a Face Project podcast, stories told by people from around the world to help broaden our understanding of the human experience. This is episode number 20. At a Face Project, we believe that now more than ever, it is imperative that we all take some of our precious time to learn about the people that we share this planet with. One of the ways to do that is to listen to people tell their stories. And we are proud and happy to offer people that platform. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, I'd like to also let you know that we have a magazine as well as photographs of all of our storytellers on our website. So if you hear an episode that really strikes you that you really like and you want to check out the photos, you can head over to afaceproject.com and look under the podcast menu. If you're interested in our magazine, which comes out quarterly, we have a digital version, which you can purchase online or subscribe to a year. So that's 4 issues a year. And for all of you tactile, print-loving people, we have a print version of the magazine as well. And it's more like a book than a magazine, I think. It's averaging around 100 pages, very beautifully laid out, thanks to Mr. Aaron Woods of Woods Design. So head over to afaceproject.com if you are enjoying the podcast and you want to take a peek at some of the other ways that you can learn about people and experience their stories. For this episode, we are doing something that we've never done before. Typically, myself or Daniel records the interviews and we take turns alternately producing them. I am still at the helm of production on this one, but this story was submitted by a fan and supporter of A Face Project. This is something new that we haven't done before, but it's something that we are really excited to start exploring. So the audio that you'll hear was submitted to us raw along with photographs, and the photographs as well as the audio were then edited and produced by me, and the final product is pretty similar to what you generally see here at A Face Project. This is another way that we think will open the door to a lot more perspectives that we might not come across here at A Face Project without your help. So if you know somebody that you think would be a great interview and you'd like to learn more about how to record an interview and what kind of photographs to take, definitely reach out to us because we are very interested in your stories. You can send an email to info@afaceproject.com. The supporter and listener that submitted today's story is Jeff, and I had a chance to connect with him via a Skype interview just before I published this episode. So I thought it would be kind of fun to let you guys have a listen to my interview, or my conversation rather, with Jeff, his thoughts on his trip to Vietnam, why he wanted to submit this story, and on the story itself. Your story is the first story that we've ever had a listener record and submit for us to edit. So I just thought I'd ask you like a couple of questions about that. It's just a different type of intro piece that we haven't had before on the show.
Okay. I think it's awesome. But I got the idea from you. I stole your idea.
Great. Why don't we start there? Why don't you tell me what idea you stole from me?
Well, you happened to go to Vietnam earlier in the year, and I was going to Vietnam towards I think it was October, November timeframe. So it was in the later part of the year, but they just really synced very well. You were on a bicycle, I was on a motorcycle, and so we both got to see the countryside just a little differently. Mine was at a little bit faster pace.
Yeah.
And I thought, what an awesome thing to do, because then you really become connected with the people that you encounter. It makes you more aware of the language and just the people and the interaction. So I thought that was an incredible idea, the whole A Face project. I really, really do think that you're doing some awesome stuff.
Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And it's really exciting to hear you say that you were motivated by this format, because having received the audio that you recorded and the photos that you took, it's something that we would definitely like to do more of. So for people that are listening that might have a great interview idea and subsequent photos they feel they're capable of taking, we'd love to hear from you. So, So if you are interested in submitting a story for us to edit, just like Jeff's story, I haven't even introduced you yet, you can email us info@afaceproject.com, and we'll send you some info on how to do that. But before we kind of go down that road, can you introduce yourself and just say a couple words about the trip that you were on and the interview that you submitted to us?
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, my name is Jeff King, and I went on a 3-day motorcycle tour through Vietnam. We did the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Hanoi. That's where we started, out of Hanoi. So we did 3 days. We stayed in a couple of little Thailand villages, stayed in the huts that were elevated, and it was just amazing. The people were wonderful. The food was incredible, and I would absolutely do it again in a heartbeat.
It's certainly a beautiful place, and I had many similar experiences with the people and the food. And so you were on a guided motorcycle tour, and the story that you were motivated to record was your instructor or your tour guide?
Yeah, he was our translator and guide. Yeah, tour guide.
Okay, and from my memory, it's actually a fairly difficult part of the world to find someone that speaks really, really fluent English. So I think that that lends itself well to an audio podcast. It's really fun to meet folks that I certainly don't speak Vietnamese, so that I could communicate with when I was there as well, enough to feature their perspectives on this podcast, because I think it's important.
Yeah, and Alain really, I mean, we really came to have a good friendship and good communication, and he had just an incredible story of a guy that is Italian, who grew up in France and then went to Vietnam and actually has a PhD in Vietnamese culture. So he speaks fluent Vietnamese, although he speaks with a French accent. So he says that they make fun of him because he speaks with Vietnamese with a French accent. I'm like, well, it's better than my Vietnamese, so let's go forward with this.
It is a tonal language, though, so I could see how an accent would maybe be amusing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It is fun, and he's just an incredible person. He's an entrepreneur. He's a free spirit. I think one of my favorite pictures is the picture of him on his motorbike, and he's holding the honey. And one of the businesses is the jungle honey, and it's incredible honey. He actually brought that to me on the last day, and I wrapped it up in as much crap as I could and stuck it in my boot so that it wouldn't get taken away through customs.
That's cool. Oh, that's great. Well, I don't want to, he certainly has a story to tell that folks are going to hear in just a minute, but would you be willing to just say a couple of words about how you recorded the story, and what, if people listening are interested in submitting a story themselves, what they should prepare themselves for?
I think this would be a great opportunity for a face project to maybe add a page, a little web page on somewhere on your site that goes through a series of questions. Because I spoke with you before, and I said, "Hey, I've never done this before. What do I do?" And you walked me through a series of questions that can set it up. I recorded it all on my iPhone, and I had an external mic that I took and just mic'd up Alain. We walked through the questions, and then the little tip at the end. We didn't turn the mic off, and we just started talking. But as soon as I said we're finished, he took the mic and pulled it off his lapel. But I think it was an awesome project. I would love to do it again. I'd love to see more people do it, and I think it will bring the world together. Once you talk to people, and understand what they're about, it humanizes one another.
That's a great way to wrap this up, because that's sort of our driving focus right now, especially with the media and everything going on in the world, that broadening our understanding of the people that we share this planet with is paramount, and giving people a platform to just speak that's open to whatever is what we're trying to do. So many thanks for being willing to submit a story. I am going to have a page for people to go to for references, but until then, if you are hearing this and you think you would like to try your hand at submitting audio and photographs for us to morph into a podcast on this end, we will do all the production. Just send us an email, info@afaceproject.com. So Jeff, thank you so much for being willing to do it and being inspired to do it, because we want to build a community, and this is one way to do that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm Alain, my name, my surname Fiorucci. I'm from France, and my parents are Italian, so I'm French-Italian. And I'm living in Vietnam since 21 years, since 95. At the beginning, my girlfriend was Vietnamese overseas, born in France. So I met her at high school, 16, 17 years old. We are together at 18, and she's from Vietnam, so I have a chance to came for holiday with her in 91. I'm working as independent, mainly into tourism activity. I run with a friend hostel, a mountainous hostel. It's an old Hmong traditional house in Hà Giang province, extreme north of Vietnam. So it's one part of my income. I also doing guide, translator. I'm selling honey in Hanoi, and also sometimes I give some French lesson to children. When I came in Vietnam for a long period, the first time was in 95, and it was my first. I have a mobilette in France without, clutch, without gear, and my first motorbike with gear was in Vietnam, and it's the beginning of a passion. So because the North Vietnam was the paradise of the biker at that time, and I think it remained a good place. Very beautiful landscape, scenery, real life, real farmer life with very rich culture, very different culture. In the same area, in a small area, you have different kind of building construction, traditional construction, steel house, mud house, bamboo house, and a lot of kind of language. And when by bike you can discover all that on your own. You're independent, you stop when you want. Mountainous road is also the paradise for the biker. So, as I told you before, I met my actually partner at the hostel, Hmong hostel. We are looking at a very beautiful scenery and two Vietnamese, two local men coming up with the bike, and we share together a few words because we are all Vietnamese speakers. We have some cup of not tea but corn alcohol with honey inside, and the people are going to control the, how do you say in English, le rucher in French. So the place where you put hives. And so we have an appointment on the night at we have a restaurant, and after the guy bring me to taste his honey, I bring 2 liters in Hanoi. And the story began like that. I like this honey, and I come back next year, I bought more, and after we work together to have all paper and also food safety control, and I began to sell this honey because it's a good product. I need also some income. I have my friend in the mountains, so I have one day biking, and after I bring back a little bit honey, so 20, 40, 60, 80 liters, and he paid my ride. So I had free ride, so it is the beginning of the story, and it's a good product. It's a special product because in Vietnam you have almost 60 provinces, and you have only one province, that province, Azang province, where you can find wild mint honey. It's the leaves look like mint, so food mint. And the flowering look like lavender. It's blue, purple, and the smell of the honey is the color is very characteristic, yellow-green, and the taste is very fresh. So when I came the first time in Vietnam in '91 as tourism, 93 also as tourism. I'm graduate in 93 of political science. My girlfriend is Vietnamese overseas. I did already two tourism trip in Vietnam. So I try to I did the inscription in master of anthropology of development, but specialized in Vietnam. And after I have to do my military service because I'm 24 years old, and in France, so you have to do it. And through my professor, I find a place to do a civil service in Vietnam. So it was a paradise, a dream for me. So I did my master. So I began a long story PhD. And it was a so beautiful experience. In '95, I was 24 years old, and I'm a French guy on a Vietnamese village, communist party, and all that thing. And the people are beautiful. And I follow my heart, and despite my conscience tell me no, you don't have to do that. You will break your life. You break your future. I follow my heart, and I don't regret. Je n'ai pas de regret ni de remords. Nothing better than following his heart. I think you will be never disappointed. I think. My children is the simplest way of happiness, giving birth, giving life. You don't have to think a lot, you have to feed them, and we are all in the same situation. Vietnamese, Bangladeshi, Arab, Muslim, Quaker, Israeli, poor, rich. We have to take care about children and feed them and give them love. After that, I think I don't need to create anymore. It's the act of creation, giving. It's very simple, but it's fundamental. I don't say the phrase my children is all. I will never say that, because I have my children, but I have my life also. It's a lot of my life. It's very important. It helps you to build the structure in you. So very strange English.
No, it's good. I'm tracking.
So follow your heart. It's easier to work with your passion than working for your wife or for your salary or for your future house or for your future car. It's simple to work because you like your job, and it's not important what the other people are thinking about you. But finding who you are and what kind of thing you need to be happy. All the people have to find their own mix, I think.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed that story. Before we sign off today, I just want to thank all of our contributors and subscribers. Without you guys, we wouldn't have the funds to do what we do. And we really think that this is good work, that sharing stories, building community, and getting to understand each other a little bit better is really important. So if you would like to become a sustaining member, $5 a month, a one-time contribution in whatever amount you choose, you can head over to afaceproject.com/contribute and check out the options there. Once again, we're very, very grateful for all of your help and support. As I mentioned on the last episode, we recently partnered with Podcastica, a wonderful network of folks in the podcasting industry, podcastica.com. You might notice that our logo has a little lightning bolt in the corner. That is their logo and shows our affiliation and connection with those guys. So grateful to be a part of a group of people that are creative and doing great work. Finally, if you are a Facebook user, we would love to have you join our community. A Face Project community is a group on Facebook that is growing pretty quickly. We are trying out a bunch of different things, including Ask the Storyteller sessions, where we have Facebook Live videos of storytellers. I recently did my first Facebook Live in the group, which was kind of fun. So if you are into the podcast, if you like the podcast, join us on Facebook in a Face Project community. This episode was recorded by Jeffrey King and produced by me. Web layout and design by Aaron Woods. Photographs taken by Jeffrey King, edited by me. Once again, if you are enjoying this podcast, please subscribe on iTunes. Leave us a review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We are grateful for each and every one of you. We will be back very soon.